All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight again. Appreciate it. All right, all right, all right. Let's get this. Kimberly Kegel, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, Akol, Uptech, Eddie, Edley, excuse me, thank you for the 5x5. 5G, Tina, thank you for the 5x5. Elaine Ozark, Teresa, Maria, thank you for 5x5. Flowngrown, Betty, PA, Mama, Smoking, Krista, thank you for 5x5. Tom Tom, Highlander, Cobalt, Noodlehead, Occurs, Doodles, sorry. Groundhog, thank you for the 5x5. Gregorgio, Melvin, Raccoon Eyes, Nomad, thank you for the 5x5. Water Tiger, Trapper Bob, Mitch, Total, whatever the hell that is, 5x5. Tony, Prep to Adapt. Kathy, All Seeing Night, thank you for the 5x5. Danny, Virginia, Vegan, MAGA, thank you for the 5x5. Lori, thank you for the 5x5. Total, Trail Name, thank you for the 5x5. Pumpkin, Crow, Incognito, Adam, We the People, Dan Phillips, thank you for the 5x5. Prepper Revelator, thank you for the RNN by RNN. All right, good. And, sorry. Maria Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5x5. And Trudy, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble, guys. Thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. All right, all right, all right. So Joanne, Brian, 1 second. Thank you for the 5x5. So tonight we're gonna talk. This is gonna be fast. This is gonna be probably 20 minutes long, unless I go into some fucking rant. We're gonna keep this fairly short. I don't like to. I was dragging the angry truth out before. I don't want to drag it out anymore. If I got shit to talk about, I'll talk. If not, 20 minutes is like the minimum I'll do, and then the max is like whatever, right? So tonight we're talking about the Charlie Kirk Epstein EBT crisis equals the government shutdown. Why do I think that? Well, coincidentally, guys, a lot of people are still bringing up the Epstein files, and a lot of people are, I guess, badgering Trump about it. But Charlie Kirk was definitely badgering Trump about it. Charlie Kirk was all over it. And he was definitely more inquisitive about it than I guess most people. But a lot of people seem to think that's what got him off, or that's what got him murked. I will bet my paycheck that was one of the reasons he got murked, if you will. He got put out to the pasture because he was asking for this thing to be released. And that's one of the reasons, excuse me. So, listen, there's a lot of reasons why Charlie could have gotten killed. I have a video coming out talking about the rumors and the things like that. That is why he possibly got killed. But, we have to wait and see what that looks like. Sorry. Trying to write notes. So anyway, they were looking to vote on the Epstein file being released about a week before the government shutdown. And then all of a sudden the government shut down. Now they can't meet on it. And supposedly they had enough votes to get the file released. With that, they shut it down, and people are still asking about it. People are still inquiring. So now, of course, what do? The government is shutting down. The EBT system is becoming a problem. Right? They're looking like they're not going to get their money. They might not get their money. And I'm going to continue to say might until November 1st, and then I can say, well, it happened, right? But as of right now, they might not get their money. So now this crisis is taking over. Now, what other way, guys, can you have people stop talking about the Epstein files? Well, you engineer a crisis. You carry this crisis on. You let it go a couple of weeks, people start acting like savages because, well, they can't feed their family. Things are going to get desperate for a lot of people. And so you're going to see this thing unfold, and then you're going to see looting and rioting. Then you're going to see the National Guards get deployed to various spots throughout the country because of this looting and rioting. And then you're going to see people stop talking about the Epstein file, and you're going to see more people talking about what can we do to not have this happen again, and that's going to take over. And then people are going to forget about the Epstein file. And then they're going to be more focused on how not to have this happen again. And then they're going to usher in the digital ID, right? The digital ID is going to be how they're going to promise this won't happen again. And this is where it all comes together. So now, again, the vote was going through. Apparently they didn't have the votes for the Epstein file the last time, right before they shut down. Then like a week leading up to it, they did. Now, supposedly they said, well, when we get back to, when the government opens up again, we'll vote on it again. Well, now you're going to kick this voting Epstein file back further should chaos ensue. And they need chaos to get away from the Epstein file, because the Epstein file, I promise you, if the Epstein file was ever going to be released, which it's not, but if it ever was going to be released, that would cause chaos. I think that would be the end of our government. I think that would lead to a lot of civil unrest, civil war, people fighting back, people coming after politicians for being a part of this nonsense and trying to play cute or dumb and act like they had no part of it. Meanwhile, they did. So this is why I make that connection, and I just think that it's all because someone was bringing up the Epstein file again, and now we have this. Now people are like, well, now, well, the government shut down, and now we got the EBT crisis, and now we got to be focused on these people and not eating, so we can't worry about Epstein. Throw that on the back burner. We got to focus on these people. Then they're going to focus on these people. And then the digital ID is going to come out of fucking nowhere. Not that it's going to come out of nowhere. I think these people are going to be the first guinea pigs to the digital ID. And no, PAEMT, not the real ID, the digital ID. Their digital ID. The government's digital ID for everybody who's on the EBT system. Now, the bigger question is, if you are EBT digital ID, once you come off of the government assistance, does that digital ID pass die? Probably not. It gets stored somewhere. So in case you have to do it again, they have your information. So this is very plausible. Again, this is my theory. This is my conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that this is what people are saying. This is my conspiracy theory. This is where I'm leading to. Now, it could be stupid. It might make sense. I don't know. That's up to you. But anything, guys, to make sure that this thing doesn't happen. Right? They're also being very, very, very quiet on the 3i Atlas, by the way. There was a scientist that said that is the more alarming thing. The fact that that NASA and other space agencies or research labs are very quiet about 3i Atlas. Now, 3i Atlas is supposedly doing a lot of weird shit, but I do not know what to make of it because a lot of people are probably drumming up more shit. Now, a lot of the stuff that they're saying it's doing has been doing for a while, like spewing an ungodly amount of water into space. Supposedly, somebody likened it to Niagara Falls, the amount of water that's being pushed out of there. And there's been a lot of quietness around this. And people are just like, wait a minute, why are they not like keeping us updated? Something this phenomenal entering our solar system, they would be talking about it all the time. Hell, when, what is it? The Halley's Comet visits, they won't shut up about it. When the Halley's Comet, which has visited us numerous times, has come to our solar system, oh my God, the Halley's Comet, look what it's doing. It's flying in the sky. And they're pointing out, look at the tail and the coma. It's such a beautiful thing. They don't shut up about Halley's Comet. But 3i Atlas, the bizarre visitor in our solar system, and it's fucking radio silence. That is a red flag. A giant red flag that they're being quiet about it. Everybody is being quiet about it. Other space agencies in other countries are being quiet about it. That's a red flag. So yeah. People need to people need to definitely take that into consideration. Avi Loeb is selling a book, but his book has there's no correlation in the fact that everybody else is quiet about it, right? And I didn't even know he was selling a book. And all the interviews I watched him talk about, I never heard him mention a book, like ever. So again, his book has no basis on the quietness of 3i Atlas. So again, guys, there's a lot going on, right? So again, Charlie Kirk being murdered. There's a lot of questions that are not being asked. Epstein file, there's a lot of things that are not being said about that. There are a lot of politicians that are really quiet about the Epstein file. And then you got the EBT crisis, which for some reason, as a politician, I'd be like, yo, let's open up an emergency meeting and let's at the very least fund this nonsense for 2 months so that we don't have to hear about it again in December. That is the easy thing to do. But some reason, a lot of people are like, you don't understand the government if you don't understand those bases. I understand the government. I understand how it works. I understand they can have emergency meetings. Get everybody in, or most people on board, and get it done. I'll be watching Candace Owens later tonight. That is an easy thing, guys. They can absolutely have this open up again, but they don't want to because they are afraid of what's going on with the Epstein file. The Epstein file is radioactive right now. Crack shot. Yes, the nickel with no iron present is manufactured. There's a lot of shit going on there. Yes, that's the contingency plan. The contingency fund is they can tap into that, but apparently they have to open up the government to even have the contingency fund tap into it. Now, he can sign an executive order, which I'm not sure whether that's true or not. What is this? Oh, okay. Is this the World Series we're talking about? Is that, yeah, right? Toronto on top. Yeah, but the contingency fund has to be voted in. From what I read, anyway, it has to be voted in. It's not just Trump. Trump can order it, but Congress or someone has to also vote on it, which is fucking stupid. If it's a contingency emergency fund, let the president do his fucking emergency thing. I didn't even know it was the World Series till yesterday. That's how much I don't follow sports. I didn't know that I didn't know the World Series was here. People are like, yo, I don't follow sports at all. Like, not even a little bit. Now the update on the monkeys that are loose. It's 3 monkeys that are loose now, not 1, from the semi-truck in Mississippi. So now the monkeys are going to be spreading its AIDS all over the place. Whatever, who cares? So apparently Johnson backed Trump's plan not to tap the contingency dollars for food aid ahead of funding cliff. Speaker Mike Johnson is siding with Trump's administration's decision not to tap into the emergency fund to avert the lapse of, again, there's only $6 billion in it, which there could be more if we stop giving money to Argentina, Israel, India, other countries, Ukraine. We stop giving money to them, there could be more money funded in this contingency fund, backup plan. But it's bizarre. It's the most bizarre shit. And again, Trump not tapping into it probably might be a good move, because then what are you going to do for December if you shut down? Right? So, and anyway, they go on a holiday or some shit next month, don't they? Or in a couple weeks leading into the new year, they go on a holiday anyway. They're off for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So they don't even reconvene till January. So there's also that. So I don't know. But even if they don't, they can still fund everything. They don't need the politicians to fund this shit. So, listen, everybody's at fault. Everybody's at fault. But again, maybe Trump not doing this might be a good idea. I don't know. But what are you going to do for next month? December, I'm sorry. All right, so you fund November. Then what happens in December? I don't know, man. This is just not looking good at all. That's all. And the fact that this article just dropped, let's see, when did it drop? 2 hours ago. Nope, sorry, I'm a liar. It dropped the 27th, 12 at noon. So it dropped yesterday. It came out yesterday. And they're still not considering tapping into this fund. So that's bad. So now they just like sort of solidified that they're not going to touch this fund. Again, only $6 billion, and it's a roughly $8 billion a month to fund the EBT system, or the SNAP benefits, whatever you want to call it. So it's only going to fund, what is that, 20%? Right? Am I right? Well, my math is horrible, but I'm pretty sure it's 20%. Senate needs 60 votes to pass the funding bill. Republicans only have 54. 6 Democrats needed to join to pass the bill. Granite State, do me a favor. Where did you get that information from? So that I can read it and report on it tomorrow morning on the in the Wednesday midweek report. I definitely like to keep on top of it as much as I possibly can. I did look up updates, and there was no movement as far as whether or not this was going to get funded. Zero movement. And this article just sort of, made that concrete. So, do we have to help Jamaica now too? Captain, yes. We probably are. I hear that Jamaica's going through it right now. Category 5, whipping their asses. Yeah. Definitely going to be donations to them. And here's the crazy shit. If we start donating to Jamaica, people here in the United States on EBT are going to flip out. I mean, I would take it as an insult as well, but people are going to flip out. Oh, also, question, guys. Real quick question. When a commercial pops up on my live streams, does it pop up and does it split the screen and the commercial's on the side? Yes or no? Because I saw that last night on somebody else's live stream. I was watching them for a little bit. Who is it? Preach and ABBA. I was watching them for a little bit. They're liberal pricks, but sometimes the shit they say I agree with. And anyway, the screen split in half, and it was a commercial as we were watching the video. I'm just curious if this happens to me. Apparently, guys, there's a lot of shit that doesn't go across all of YouTube. No. Okay. But I watched it, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, a commercial appeared. It split the screen. They were still talking, but it was a commercial on the side of them. Also, have you guys... Okay, all right. Jose said yes. Jose, you fucking with me, or is it for real? Because Jose likes to screw with me every now and again. Wanda said yes. Okay. So it does split screen. Covers... No, not the one that covers the chat. The one that appears as I'm talking. It splits the screen, and then there's a commercial right next to me. But yeah, not the one on the chat. There's an ad that comes up on the screen, and it'll split the screen, and I'm still talking, but the commercial's right next to me. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah. And Vegan said he's seen that before, but not with me. All right, roger that. What's his name said? Yep. All right, so a couple people have seen it. It's wild. Wanda said yes, it does. Okay. Oh, it's wild how a lot of you say no. Some people say yes. YouTube doesn't do everything across the board. Like this hype point shit. I just learned about that the other day. Someone said, "Oh, I'll give you 600 hype points." I'm like, "The hell are hype points?" Somebody else said it in one of my videos last week or early this week, and I had to look it up. And apparently, hype points is a thing on YouTube. I didn't know that. I haven't seen the hype point button on any of the videos I watch. But YouTube likes to do different shit. So I don't know. I have no clue what's going on. I'm just here to talk. Whatever the hell happens on the outside, it is what it is. I don't get commercials on your lives. All right. Thank you. When is it go time? Go time is when the apocalypse happens, man. But no, I haven't seen that. Okay. No one's seen that either. The hype button thing, right? The hype point buttons or point hype, some shit like that. I had to look it up because two people mentioned it, and I thought they were fucking with me. They were like, "Oh, I'm giving you hype points." I'm like, "All right, yeah, hype points." Like I thought they typed that in. Apparently, it's a button at the bottom of the screen. I can do it. You can only hype 3 times a week. Oh yeah, I didn't know that. You can only hype 3 times a week. All right, per person or per whatever. I'll look more into it. But I thought that was interesting when people you guys will mention some shit. I'm like, really on YouTube? I'm completely oblivious to a lot of this shit because they don't tell us the stuff. They'll introduce something to you, and then they won't tell the creator, and then I'll see it in a video. Or someone will mention it. Why would I be nervous being in New York City? You know what's crazy? RDL. A lot of people seem to think, I don't understand that. And people are like, oh, aren't you scared living in a city? Well, why would I? Like, why would I be scared? It's not a coward's nation, man. I don't understand that. Yeah, no, I'm not scared. I don't get scared living in the city. I don't understand that thought process. I was born and raised in the city. I was born in the 80s or the 70s during the crack era, the drug era, the burning down of the homes, the Jewish lightnings. I've been around all of that shit. I don't there's no fear living in the city when you were born and raised here. Nobody. No New Yorker is. No true New Yorker is anyway. You know? Yeah, we're not scared living here. If we were, we wouldn't live here. You know? Yeah, for the doggies, right. So I don't see, and even like walking around at night, a lot of people are like, oh, you walk around at night? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to be an arrogant prick, but who's gonna mess with me? You know, drug addicts are gonna do what? They're gonna stick me with their needles and fucking throw crack in my eye, like, sprinkle coke in my fucking face and blind me and then beat me up. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, for the most part, people are not going to press me. Now, maybe carjacking is a different story. I had that almost happen when I first got the truck, but outside of that, yeah, man, a lot of the times people don't screw with me. And carjacking is like few far in between here in the city. So when I thought that was I'm pretty sure they were trying to jack me. I was a little confused as to why. So I asked my son's mother, who's a cop, and she was like, "Yeah, it's been going on, not as a frequency." Jack said, "Watch Backdraft 2, good movie." Yo, no, leave, Jack, out of here. Fucking Backdraft 2. Watch the trailer to Backdraft 2, people. Watch that shit. You're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Stupid. It's a dumb movie. It was just like, it was bad. And they were pressuring Ron Howard to do a sequel for years. So, I don't know if he still wants to. He could. But, yeah, I don't know if he would. Love New York City, but very expensive. Oh, yes, New York City is very expensive. That's the one thing I can definitely say. It's fucking super expensive now. Firehouse meals, right? So we buy the meal, and then we collect individually to pay off what we put towards the meal, right? So if you buy the meal, it's like $200 or $150, and then you divide that times the amount of guys in the firehouse, and we all pay into it. When I first got to the firehouse, it was $5 a man. Right, the highest that might have been in my first 2 years was like $6-7 a tour, right? So night tour, day tour. Now we're looking at $15 to $25 a meal versus $5 in a span of 20 years. Guys used to talk about TK 2000. You're another one. Vanish. Run was not a great movie. Run was a horrible movie with a bunch of horrible actresses and actors. It was a god awful. You know, it's taking me forever to finish the movie. It's so bad. First of all, I'm watching it on Tubi, so there's a lot of fucking commercials. It's a horrible movie. Outside of the first alien attack that happened in the movie, it's a horrible, horrible movie. Like, really bad. Thank you, Vegan, for the heads up. Fucking, she said it was a great movie. Yo, we gotta sit down and talk movies with some of you people, because, yo, that was a horrible movie, man. It was fucking bad. Bag your lunch. You're flown grown. Someone threw that out there, and he got destroyed. He got destroyed for even suggesting that. Bag your own lunch. Yeah. Yo, yeah, guys, look at the trailer to Run. The trailer looks good. You watch the movie, you're like, the fuck am I watching? Yeah, I mean, like, it's just bad acting. It's like it's these black actresses who never acted a day in their life, and they're all like, they all have the same, like, oh, we gonna get drunk now, we gonna, like, it's like a really bad fucking, yeah, man, it's bad acting. Fuck that movie, seriously. It's right up there with Ratpocalypse. Haven't watched the movie since 2000. It's right up there with Ratpocalypse. The aliens, the worst CG you ever seen in your life. Like the one scene where he's throwing the chick around, I'm like, holy shit, and it was bad. Only the Brave. It's Only the Brave. That's that wildland firefighters that died out in Arizona, right? If I'm not mistaken. That was a good movie. That was a good firefighter movie too. That was that was very, like, I went to their funeral. Holy shit, that was a turnout. And when you look at, they posted their pictures of the 19 guys that died. When you look at that, like, you're like, holy shit, 19 dudes in one clip. And the one survivor was Adam. I'm hoping to do it Sunday. Hoping to do an Angry Film Critic live stream Sunday. Talk about some movies. I'll pick, like, I don't know. I'll pick, like, the world's shittiest movies, and we'll talk about that. And then I'll feed off of the chat. And I'm gonna do. I keep forgetting. I need to do a video. I need to do a video on this. I'm taking a different angle on movie reviews. Yeah, dude, the War of the Worlds with Ice Cube, even worse, man. Oh my God, that was horrible. That was It was all done on here. I think they did it during the lockdown, so that's why everybody did it from their perspective of, like, their phone. Who's running around? Don't. It's just gonna piss me off. 28 years later was okay. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. They tried to do what they did with the first movie, the same film technique, and it just didn't work. He tried to go back to his. It didn't work with it. Outside of that, when he stopped doing that bullshit towards the end of the movie became good. But there's another one coming out. There's another 28 years later, the Bone Tower or some shit like that. That's coming out. That looks good. Let's see what it was. Menace to Society. Awesome. Horrible acting, but awesome movie. Right? Fucking, yes, I saw the movie Snake Eyes. I watched it just a week or two ago. Yeah, man. Fucking War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. Horrible. So then when you watch the War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, you're like, classic. Best movie ever, right? Because you watched fucking... and Ice Cube got destroyed on the internet. They were beating him up. Beating him up. Meanwhile, he was just the actor, and he wasn't even the director. Beating him up. It was just a bad movie, man. Holy shit. Snake Eyes is still a good movie. Like, outside of the guy getting shot in the neck and all this other bullshit, still a good movie, man. Still a very good movie. The whole mystery and the shit behind it. And then everything that happened to Nicolas Cage's character in the aftermath was very good. That was like the most realistic ending you're ever going to see. Tom, I saw Weapons. Weapons is an interesting movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was an interesting movie. They tried to inject comedy into it. It didn't work. Calling the movie Weapons, nah, should have been named something else. I was all about the trailer. I was like, oh, Weapons, that's a good title. Then I saw the movie. I was like, nah, shouldn't have been called Weapons. Should have been called something else. But I Am Legend 2 is coming out. Excited about that. Excited about I Am Legend 2. Supposedly they were doing another Hancock. There might be another. I liked the first one. I thought the first one was really good, but it didn't get its play. This is a way to get the illegals out. No food. That's an interesting thought process, Sue Clark. That's how to get the illegals out. No food. Listen, I won't argue against that one. I like that theory. That's not a bad theory. You starve out the illegals, you send them back home, send them packing. Rain Man 2, Shane 2. No, thank you. The Last Dragon, right? Is it The Last Dragon? They were talking about doing a sequel with that. And they've been talking about a sequel for the last 10 years. Oh, by the way, real quick, I want to talk about it tomorrow morning in the midweek report. But Dr. Mikio Kaku, what is he, like an astrophysicist, right? This guy that talks about space. He slipped up in a video. Now, this guy, when he talks, he's very careful. Asian guy, Japanese guy, I think it is. Kaku sounds very Japanesey. But anyway, he talked about, he made a comment. He goes, we've been trying to get to the moon for decades. Now it's finally coming to fruition. When he said that, I was like, wait, what? I'm going to do a video on that, but he seemingly admitted we never been to the moon. So I'm going to talk more about that on the midweek report tomorrow morning. But yes, yeah, man. I Am Legend 2, it's going to be good, but they have to make up for him dying in the original version. The midweek report tomorrow will be at 10 o'clock. Am I saying his name right? Michio Kaku. Kaku, right? I'm pretty sure I said it wrong. But yeah. Yes, now You See Me 3, I definitely want to see it. Because what's her face is in it, that cutie pie's in it, so that's probably the only reason why I'm watching it. But Mikio is full of shit. Johnny Coathanger, I guess. I mean, I've been following him for years. He hasn't been wrong about a lot. What's his name is full of shit. Neil deGrasse, that guy is he's full of shit. Yeah, but the midweek report's happening at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the Angry Pepper Fitness channel, I'll be releasing a video for the November walking challenge. I'm going to go over that. It's going to be a real short video, probably about 3-4 minutes long, nothing long. I'm going to get you the particulars about this. An app you need to download. Hopefully you can find a free version of it, and that's what we're going to do. Neil is a hack. Neil, you know what's funny? Neil started becoming famous, and he started becoming more of an asshole. Like, I watched his assholism come out as he got more and more famous. He was he went from like being an asshole to like a super asshole with a cape on. So yeah. And speaking of cape, we were watching this guy yesterday. Last night, was it? Was it last night? No, it was the night before last. Gay guy walking down the street at 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning. He has a cape on, and he was voguing in the middle of the street at night. I guess because we had our lights on. We were like, what in the fuck is... He was so gingerly gay, it looked like he was walking on air. I never seen anything like it. Yo, the amount of crazies that are coming out in the city, yo, insane. Insane shit. He looked like he was floating the way he was walking, man. He was just like fucking gliding on air. I was like, who does that, and how is he doing that? Yeah, Johnny 308. That's the thing. Neil he thinks he knows everything. He thinks he knows everything above everybody else. And I'm definitely watching the new Predator movie. Absolutely. It looks like it's going to be good. Yeah, man. Yeah. Neil deGrasse, he's just a dick, man. Hipster dumping lobster in a trash can. Yes, that is my arch. Like, it was the fact that he did it just to be an asshole about it. He was just the way he did it just to be an asshole. Like, whatever, man. It's just gonna piss me off. Just throwing food away just to piss people off. Like there's a kid, Jack something. He's like a rage baiting asshole. This kid, and I only follow him through videos that talk shit about him, and he's Jack Dupree, not Dupree. That's from. That's from the movie. What the hell's the movie? The name of that movie with Buddy Israel. Jack Dupree was a bail enforcement agent. Smoking Aces. Smoking Aces. That's where we're from. But yeah, man. Listen, it's fucking. It's all out of control. I think I found the lobster video. All right, very good, Ed Lee. I think he was a rich influencer. You know what? I don't know if he was rich. I know he was an influencer and he was pissing people off with that. People were just like, yo. Jack Miroff? Dorothy, thank you. Jack Doherty, that's his name. That little asshole. That little shit. Yeah. Yo, Jim, nice one. He knew what I was talking about. Smoking Aces. Jack Dupree and fucking Buddy Israel. That's who you here for, Israel? That's a good movie, but I'm also going to start analyzing movies like that. I just got to figure out a way how to cut bits and pieces of that movie to sort of tear it down. Like the elevator scene when the guys are coming out of the elevator. The brothers. Yo, as soon as that door opened, bing, 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 they would have been dead before they stepped out of it. Right? The smoke, and they come running out of smoke, which was a cool scene when it came out. But now that I'm older, as soon as they came out with the fucking they would have fucking caught it. The chainsaw, yo, as soon as he's like bing, 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 all three of them would have fucking been on the ground. So either I'm going to use screenshots, I'm going to use the actual videos of it. Obviously, I can't use the sound, and I'm going to use the clip. But I still like the movie, but there's a lot of movies now that we look at. I'm like, yo, we could have ended this movie 30 minutes ago, an hour and a half ago. The movie had been 2 minutes long, you know? But anyway, that's for a different day. Anyway, guys, went over my time because I went into my rants. But listen, hopefully some of you guys... All right. So yeah, I want to start doing movies like that. I want to start picking on movies and they're like the stupidity of them now that we're older, you know? That should work. That should definitely be... That's going to be fun for the Angry Film Critic channel. Those kind of videos. Because I want to have fun with that channel. I don't want to be like, you know, reporting movie. This movie was really good. I liked it. Thumbs up. No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to fucking tear them apart. And then we're going to do not skits. I guess there's skits. Where we talk about how the movie could have ended an hour and 20 minutes in. Right? And I'm sorry. 20 minutes in or 10 minutes in, and the rest of the movie wouldn't happen, you know. So I got a couple of ideas with that, but I'm gonna work on that probably this month or next month. Yeah, next month I'm gonna work on it so we can have some fun and get away from all this bullshit. Thank you, Jack, for the donation on Cash App. He then proceeds to text me. Backdraft 2 rocks. Very good. Thank you, Jack, for the donation. That's some funny shit. Listen, I do have a good time with a lot of you guys on here in the ball breaking. It's pretty it's pretty fun. It's definitely something that I need, you know, definitely now. But I do appreciate it. Prep to Adapt said, I wish you recorded that gay man voguing. Yo, if I had my phone on me, what's gonna happen? The way he was floating on air, I'm like, yo, did he have Air Jordans? I don't know what he had on, but he was like gliding through the air. And there wasn't a lot of wind, and for some reason his cape was flapping gently in the wind. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I think he did a pirouette too. I think he did one. It was wild. And then he just started fucking, it was crazy. And we're in the back fucking yelling and screaming at him like, holy shit. It was fucking bizarre, man. It was 1 o'clock in the morning too at that. Like, yo, just the crazies in the city are getting bad. There is a story I'm going to talk about tomorrow morning that I just don't understand why these things are happening. What branch? I wasn't in the military. I'm a firefighter here in the city, but I wasn't in the military. Not even a little bit. He was light in the loafers. Let's go. Yeah, you could say that. He was way too light in the loafers, man. Holy shit. It was just bizarre watching that shit unfold. Again, watching some of the crazy shit I'm watching here is fucking bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. Again, I'm a product of the NYC 80s baby. Never seen the shit that I'm seeing now back then. Never. I think drug addicts from the 80s, they'll be like, what the fuck is going on, man? What is this? You know, like, why is this guy gliding in the street. And why is she shooting up in her knuckles in broad daylight? Like, even drug addicts in the 80s would be like, the fuck's going on here? I think drug addicts who are still around, who survived it, are looking around like, I can't believe what I'm watching. It's bad, man. It's really fucking bad. Like, it's just bizarre to me, that's all. Like, it doesn't scare me. I'm just looking at it like, this is weird. Just weird shit. And there are more crazy people than ever. More psych patients than I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen so many psych patients. I haven't seen. This is bizarre. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I'm going to go off the air now. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. I will see a lot of you guys tomorrow morning on the midweek report. Again, there's one story I'm going to talk about. I thought just was weird. It was bad, actually, but it was weird. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it as always. See some of you guys tomorrow morning. Thanks.